record this.
Okay.
All right. Let's
I don't have
get
anything on my sticky notes there, but I have a whole bunch right here.
sweet. Awesome. That's good. Wherever they live, we're gonna put them on paper. Do you want to go on Miro, or you want me to just share my screen and that way you don't have to do any work?
We'll share your screen.
Okay. Cool. All right, let's get there. All right. It is whatever. I hear some TV in the background. That is kind of loud.
Okay. We're going upstairs.
Okay. Let me see if I can change the settings here. Noise cancellation. Go into your settings, hit the little 3 dots. Where it says
My
more
settings?
options. Yeah, on the Google Meet.
Oh, on the Google Meet. Okay, hold on.
We'll see if it's.
Allie, can you turn that down a little too, honey? 3 dots. Okay.
Settings.
Remove title. Mine just says remove this title, minimize.
Okay, I guess I'm the only one with control for the noise cancellation. It's better now that she turned it down.
Are you sure? Oh, Allie, can you turn down a little bit more?
Yeah, we're almost there.
If not, like, I have a desk in my room for this exact purpose. Like,
all right, you do whatever you want to do. You tell me. I can't hear it anymore, by the way. It's fine. Oh, okay. No, it's not. They just weren't talking.
Okay, we're going upstairs. Then we don't have to worry about it. Let me grab my cord. Hey, Allie. I'm going to go up to my room, okay? To my desk in my room. Come up to my room if you need something. Can you eat breakfast? Your breakfast is sitting next to you. Can you eat that? Thank you. Okay. I'm back. Now you're on mute.
Here we go.
Good morning.
Good morning. We shall restart. So we're going to hop right in here, right?
Yep.
What we have right now is we've got Jillionaire Inc. raises capital through Facebook conversations.
Yes.
Perfect. So we're just going to kind of get away from this real quick. And what I'd like to know is, what does your current business look like from start to finish, right? How do you get there? How do you get the opportunities? How do you get the lenders? How do you put them together? How do you get paid? What are the steps? Once you have one side, then the other. How do you, all that stuff? Take me
I have
there.
someone text me and say, hey, I need capital for this deal. And I say, how much do you need? Then they send me an email with all the information. And then I go out and I either post about it on different group Facebook pages, or I go through my phone of people. And how I kept track of my PMLs is I just put like a money bag next to their name. So I search the money bag and everybody pops up. And I have some notes under their names. That's been like my CRM. And then I'll just text them. And then I'll send them the email with the information. I will add the borrower to the email thread because I'm the connector. But when they ask questions, then the borrower can answer them. And then we'll set up a Zoom call and we'll all get on the call. And I get paid depending upon how the deal is structured. I might be an equity partner, or the previous company that I was working for, I was on salary and getting a bonus structure. But legally right now, I just have to be getting equity. Or some type of connector fee. Word of mouth. So when I was at Owners Club, gentleman, one of my roomies was like, Jill, I'm short $100,000 on this $1.5 million deal. It's supposed to close on Friday. I said, pitch me the deal. I said, I'll put 50K and I'll have someone by 9 a.m. tomorrow with the other 50K. And this was at like midnight.
Nice.
And so the next morning I text him and I was like, pull up the Zoom link from across the house. I got a guy with 50K ready to do the deal. And so a lot of it's just posting. I've built my reputation a little bit in Pace's group. And so people take me more serious when I do post something or connect with them. Yeah. And then I have paperwork that I have to sign. I would love to have a section somewhere with all my paperwork from all my different deals. Like, I just have them on a folder, but knowing like when I'm supposed to get paid or how much I'm supposed to get paid.
I'm gonna go shut the door. It's pouring outside.
Okay. Can I tell you something funny from this morning?
I love funny things.
So I'm raising capital for this deal. I need 50K, 15%. You know, the guy reaches out to me this morning. He's like, Jill, did you ever find the funding for that deal? And I was like, no, but I also haven't really tried. I know I could do it by the end of the day if I really just did it. And I was like, I'll send you the details. He texts me back and he said, I'm wholesaling that deal to Garrett. He's the wholesaler. And now he might be the lender.
Oh, funny. Oh, that's funny.
I've never had that one before. You're wholesaling this deal. You're going to make money wholesaling it. And now you're going to be the private money lender for it.
Wow. So they're double dipping on their own deal. I love it.
I know, right? I'm like, hey, that's pretty creative. Look, I'll wholesale this to you, but then I'll also be your lender.
That's crazy. And yeah, wow. That's a model, right? All in one service.
Look, I'll wholesale this to you, but I'll also lend on your deal.
Really interesting. Really interesting. All right, I'm going to put that somewhere else. Good. Okay. So you were saying you have some paperwork, like documents that these both sides have to sign. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have to come up with the documents. I might in the future, as I grow, I might have to have my own type of documents that I sign. I'm also trying to figure out if I should just go become a broker so that I don't have to worry about the SEC laws. But yeah.
So the legal documents, they are the party A and party B.
Okay. Yeah. And on some of them, like I've become an equity partner, so then I'll be party C.
Got it. Because now you're into an LLC of some sort with them.
Yeah.
Oh, wrong color. All right.
And that's what I'm thinking of, like, if I get my foot in the, like, because I'm trying to create just passive income, where if I'm okay raising capital and saying, hey, I want X amount of equity, even if it's not a significant number, cash flowing, if I'm doing that all the time, every month that'll start compounding on a lot of deals. So
yeah. So that's your main, do you have a main goal? Is that passive money? Or
yeah,
is there also this goal for today money?
passive money.
Okay.
I would like today money just to help fund my business, like building my business, paying for my VA, paying for my stuff like that, not necessarily yeah, I'm not living paycheck to paycheck, so it's not like I need my private money lending money is kind of what's building my personal income, because I have two businesses. One, I lend my money, and number two, I raise capital. So I'm also a private money lender. So I understand the process of my lenders or their concerns because I'm one of them.
Got it. So we're looking at two sides of we're looking to get a CRM built that does both, that helps you as a PML do business, but also you as a capital raiser do business.
Yeah.
So they're probably pretty similar in a lot of aspects, but they're different in some other aspects, right?
Yeah.
What are those differences?
Me being a private money lender just doesn't consist of as much. Like, they bring me a deal, I like it, I lend, and I have paperwork that I sign. But then it's just like making sure I'm checking that I get paid back, because there's so many that I'm like, okay, I got to follow up with that guy because I've got like 4, 5, 6 deals at a time, and just being able to keep track of them, or like automated email that's like, the first of every month, hey, I want an update on my deal, and have you wired my cash flow or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. So you as a PML are lending out 4, 5, 6. You have 4, 5, 6 different opportunities, deals out there every month. And do you have
It's not every month. I'll have 4 at a time, 4 or 5 at a time. And then it might be 4, 6, 12 months on those deals. So there's months that I don't do anything for 3 months.
What's the usual term? Like 3, 4, 5, 6 months, or? Okay. So I'll just say
4 to 12 months.
Got it. Okay. How do you underwrite these opportunities? What's that process look like?
I don't. I over collateralize. I have good paperwork. I've only lent to people that are not poor, and they have another cash flowing asset that I can acquire if they don't pay me back on time. They have to have a good track record. I have to talk to people that have done business with them prior. I'll only lend if they have like their niche. Like they only do fix and flip and they've done it for 10 years. They only do mobile home parks in West Virginia in a certain radius. They only do pad splits. So I vet the person more than the deal itself.
I like that. That's smart, because if the deal matters, but if they're not willing to put up collateralize something major, then it's probably not a good deal.
Yeah, loan to own. Don't lend if I'm not willing to own. Worst case scenario. Worst case scenario is I don't get my money back, but I acquire a property that's worth more than my loan.
I like that. Loan to own.
Loan to own.
That should be your business model mantra, your sub headline.
It's pretty good, right?
I think it is. We're gonna take it.
Yeah, I have a couple of those. Loan to own, and that can be like my PML side. And then I kind of like the idea of, have you ever taken that test where you try to figure out your like avatar type of your like like, how you have like the color wheel and you're yellow or you're blue or you're red or whatever? Well, they have one for like business, and I'm like a magician and a caregiver.
Nice.
And so I like to create things and make things appear. And so I'm like, help people become the hero of their own story is really my goal for, yeah.
I like it. So this sounds like the coaching program.
Yeah.
Right. This is your PML sign.
Yeah.
And then the other one would be, so we should probably put that in here too. Apple Razor coaching. Styles. I don't know. All these colors. Whatever. All right, cool. We got that. So your personal lending PML is you're doing 4 or 5 deals at a time, whatever the time frame is. Typical is 4 to 12 months. you have your own paperwork that you have everybody sign on that, which includes collateralization, and your underwriting is less about the property, more about the person and what they actually have to collateralize.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then what does the capital raisers side look like? So like, how is that different? Any different? What's the same?
It's the same process on like who I'm going to raise capital for. If I'm not willing to lend my own money on it, then I'm not going to pitch it.
Got it.
Because my reputation's on the line. And if a deal goes south, my lenders are going to look at me being like, I trusted you. Also, my reputation's on the line. When a deal works out, they're going to trust me to do it again. And then they go tell their friends.
There it is. That's the moneymaker right there.
The referrals being like, people love to talk about how they're making money. And so the ultimate goal is to less is more. I would rather be in high demand being like, if Jill posts a deal, you know it's good because she doesn't post them very often.
So if we're looking at the deal flow, which is people sending you messages via text, how do these people find you?
The community, whether that's in this Zoom chat on the side, I've just made enough connections now with like the leaders in the community that my name is being talked about when I'm not in the room. When I go to these meetups, when I go to these conventions or whatnot, I just tell people what I do. And yeah, now they're just showing up.
Cool. So are you like a speaker on any one of the sub-2 Zoom meetings? You have like a weekly thing you do for people, or?
No, but I think I'm going to start doing my own. But for like anyone, like I posted it on Facebook being like, hey, I'm going to offer a free how to raise capital. And I had probably 40 people be like, oh, I want to come to the Zoom.
Was that on your personal page?
Yeah. 35 people.
That's good.
I was like, drop a flame if you want me to add you to the list. I was just trying to kind of like get a feel and start being like, hey, this is coming.
I love it. That's the best way to do it. Don't build it until you know you got people that want it.
Yeah. Yeah. I also want to, because I'm an owners club. I would love to have a section in like the CRM of the people in owners club, what they're working on, or like their avatar. I would love to find my business partners in owners club. I want to be doing a weekly Zoom for the women in owners club. The ultimate goal is for me to find my partners, but also just keep collaborating, accountability partners. What are you working on? Because there's a lot of people trying to accomplish kind of the same thing. Pace is trying to create leaders inside of owners club. Like, we're going to be the ones teaching squat up. And I'm like, I'm probably going to be teaching about private money lending. And so I'm trying to get my systems in place. I want to start doing my Zoom so that I can start practicing and figuring out like, what are people's questions? What are they running into? All these things. So then when March comes around, it's like, hey, this is what I've accumulated over the last 6 months. Here's the biggest problems and here's the best solutions.
Got it. So one of the things I heard you say are a couple of things. You talked about finding partners. What type of partners are you looking for there? Just so I can get some clarity on that.
Well, you can only grow so much as a one-man show. And
You're a one-woman show.
one-woman show. According to Taylor Swift, if I was a man, then I would accomplish things a lot faster. An operator, I'm the visionary, and having a business partner that can help with some of the systems and the back end things. I'm kind of the face. I love to be on Zooms and talking to people and teaching, but there's a lot of things that fall through the cracks, or someone that can bring me down to earth and be like, yeah, maybe that's, yeah, these are the things we need to do. Someone to help me just stay organized, you know.
Got it. Cool.
I don't know exactly what that person looks like, or else I would probably find them. You know,
maybe so. All right, let's go down this road real quick. What does that person looks like?
Exactly. I'm like someone, I feel like a lot of people have someone that's helping run the business.
So I heard you're the visionary, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
Jill equals visionary.
Yeah.
And you
Need a partner.
So you need an integrator if we just use
Integrator. Yeah. I don't know what integrators look like because I'm not one of them. I was like, what do they do? Whatever integrators do. All the things I know.
What do you, well, let's talk about that then, right?
Well, this is one of those things that I needed my CRM in place, and I needed these types of systems where it's like, right now you're helping me create that. Now having someone help keep track of those things. Yeah, you might help me put the systems in place, but who's going to help me manage it and keep it going? And maybe right now that's my VA, like setting up my webinars and my funnels for the Zoom links, the posting of stuff, like a group page. I want to have a Facebook group page posting updates on that thing, or here's the link. I just want to be able to show up to the Zooms or the webinars or the trainings, and all that back end stuff is taken care of.
So you want to show up, shake hands, and kiss babies.
Kinda.
Everybody's got to have a role,
That's
right?
what we want to do.
That's what you're going to do. Okay, so I heard Facebook page updates, CRM, hold accountable, set up webinars, Zoom link funnels. What are some other things that you want to do but hate
I want to
to?
be on other people's podcasts. And I've been on probably 20.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's really helped promote me. That's how I found leads. And I feel like it's built credibility. Just you scroll through my social medias and it's like, oh, she's on another podcast, you know, and half of them haven't even like sent out a little picture thing to post. And I'm like, I don't have time to figure it out. So whatever. Hopefully their audience hears me.
When you're on those podcasts, what Do you usually just say, here's my cell phone number, send me a message?
That's another thing, is having a landing page or a link. I had one when I was working with the fund, and it was jill.sonoscapital.com. And I had like a video being like, hey, I'm Jill. This is what I do, blah, blah, blah. Schedule a call below. Had my calendar. I had 3 testimonials of people that have invested with me. I had a free ebook. But that was all based around Sonos Capital and mobile home parks. And I don't own the rights to that stuff, but I've done it.
So we're gonna funnel hack it. That's what that's
Funnel
called.
hack.
We're gonna take it. We're gonna recreate it. Make it our own.
Totally. And I already know the people that I can do some of that stuff. So having like, because they always say at the end, how can we find you? And I've in the past just gave them my email and my Instagram, just because this is like major public. I did have a business phone number, but I don't like it. I thought it was dumb. I'm like, if you have money, just text me.
I agree. I'm the same way. Like,
Please give everyone his number.
yeah, if somebody like really wants to talk with me and they want to call me, I don't have time to pick up random ass phone calls.
No.
Like, I build the system. Somebody calls me and they're not in my CRM. Boom, straight to voicemail.
Yeah.
Sends them a text. Hey, sorry, I'm busy. Here's my calendar.
Totally.
Like, I don't have
Yeah.
time to be interrupted.
Well, and I like people messaging me on social media, because then I can almost stalk them before I respond. And I have so many messages I've never even just responded to, because I'm like, you don't fit what I'm looking for, and I don't want to start a conversation that's going to go nowhere. So I like messaging on social media. I would like to have potentially my VA go through all my contacts, because I have in Facebook thousands of people in real estate and collecting their information, their emails and their phone numbers, and putting them in the CRM.
What else don't you like to do?
I don't like
What's on your list? That paper that you wrote. Is that what you're looking at?
I have we kind of already talked about that. Oh, the links for like when I do put a lead in, knowing like tags or categorizing them, like, okay, 50 to 100K, 100K to 200K. Okay, this person's this type of avatar, or this is where they live. If I could type in the search engine and be like, oh, I know, here's a group of people, wholesalers. Here's the phone numbers to whatever they do. Like, because I connect with so many people. And if I can't help them, I'm like, oh, what do you need? And they're like, oh, I'm looking for a wholesaler in Atlanta. Cool, type in Atlanta and they pop up, or wholesalers or something. Webinars on raising capital, like a free one. We talked about that. A course. I want to do a course for women investors, like women getting into investing. This is kind of, I don't know if I'm going on a tangent, but like, I want my niche to be aimed towards women. I don't necessarily want to close it off to just women, but that's going to be kind of my niche, is helping women that have money invest in real estate.
Okay, so I like, this is not a tangent. I think this is a really important conversation to have, because you mentioned a couple of things, right? You want to do a course and you want to have a niche. Women is not a niche.
Okay.
You need a niche is like more specific. It can be women that are single moms, right? Now we're getting into like a niche, because now you're really getting into specifics. So I called you out on that one, but I wanted to let you know that like just like me, if I wanted to make an ad for somebody that needs help with Gohighlevel, if I just put out an ad that says need help with Gohighlevel, that's really broad, and people are going to be like, oh, well, this person could probably help me, but they probably don't understand my niche, right? They
Yeah.
don't understand my service. Just like you and I had a conversation on Friday, and the first 10 minutes, you didn't realize I was in sub two.
Right.
So I was the person of like, hey, I can help with Gohighlevel. And you were kind of like, this is okay.
Trying to explain my business.
Right. But then as soon as you heard, oh, you're in sub two, you're like, oh,
You speak my language.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. You really have to dig deep so that that person that you're targeting knows, like, oh, Jill, she speaks my language. She knows everything about me because she's walking in my shoes. She's already been there.
The thought was I was divorced and left with a bunch of money. And so I'm like, where are the women that are divorced and they got to pay out from their husband and they don't know what to do with their money? There's two sides. There's that one, but then you also have this side that there's single moms that don't have money that need another source of income. They just don't have money. That's the problem. So how can I, like, yeah.
So I listen to a lot of Alex Ramosi. I don't know if you've ever heard of the guy.
Yeah.
But he always says, sell expensive shit. Because when you sell low price things, you get low price thing problems. When you sell high price stuff, you get high price thing problems. The high price thing problems are much easier to deal with than the low price thing problems because you have money to deal with those problems.
Yeah.
Low price things problems, you can't really solve them because for $249 one-time fee, how can you really solve someone's problem, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that the single moms that need another source of money is a bad niche. It could totally be a niche, right? But the divorced women that have money, that solves a lot of problems for you because that means they have the money to be coached, to get them into a program. Plus, they're also your PML avatar.
I also want them to ultimately go raise capital because usually one rich woman knows other rich women. So the goal is to because you're most powerfully positioned to help the person you once were. And I found myself divorced with a bunch of money and these sales skills that I'm like, okay, first of all, I just need to go make money off my money. And now I feel like a lot of times women that have money have potential and don't realize that they could go do what I do. Okay, Jill, I trust you. You got my money working for me. Now, how do I work with you? And how do I raise capital with you? Almost like that leads them to another course where it's like, you got your money making you money. Maybe step out of that and now come do this as a side gig or come do this as your job. Was kind of my thought process.
Again, here's another little quip. Sell the thing that sells the thing. So what's the ultimate thing you're trying? What's the thing that makes you the most money? What's that? What's that thing for you?
The thing that makes me the most money is raising capital for other people's deals or my own money in the deal. It's probably that. If I think what would raise me the most money is something I haven't necessarily done yet, and that's using other people's money for my own deals, not raising for someone else's deal. Having a fund is something that at some point would interest me because those women that want to invest, where do they put their money? They can put it into my fund. And that's where that partner comes in that does the operation side of the actual real estate. I go get the money. I raise the capital. I have the course that raises the capital, and my partner has a course on acquiring properties, or I don't know. They don't even have to have a course. They just are acquiring the properties.
So it sounds like the ultimate goal is for you to have your own fund. Because we all know that's how everybody in the world gets to the top.
Yeah, that's kind of a scary thing to say out loud, but I've been a part of a fund, so I've seen what goes on.
What scares you about saying, what scares you about what I said, and what was it that I said that scares you?
The laws, doing everything legally correct,
Okay.
and managing other people's money, like that weighs a lot on. I have to really trust someone in their underwriting, and that's slightly out of my control because I don't know how to do that, nor do I want to learn how to do that. I just want to do what I'm good at, and that's acquiring the money for the deals.
Got it. So I'm sure you've probably heard of this, but the fund that funds the fund, right? So you could become that.
Yeah. And that's why I stepped into the position of working with this other fund, was because I was like, okay, someone else has the legal stuff going on. They figured it out. They do the mobile home parks. I can go do what I'm good at. But then one day I just straight up got cut. And I was like, oh, that's how fast it can be ripped out from underneath you after 6 months of working your head off. Okay, I got to do this on my own.
Got it. That sounds horrible.
Let's just say there's some attorneys involved.
All right. Good. Good.
Well,
And
it was a ego thing with a guy, and I was like, this just literally solidifies why I got to go do this with women.
there you go. That sounds like a good solid point.
Yep, it's a good story.
So you're concerned about the legal side of it, right? That's an easy enough solution. There's a whole internet full of fund lawyers that can keep you compliant. Because whenever I'm scared about something, like I go surfing, we have an ocean right across the street from us. And sometimes we also live in the shark capital of the United States. So there's a lot of sharks. There's a lot of shark bites. You know, nothing crazy. It's no great whites, but
yeah,
you see sharks all the time, and the fear will take over, right? Like, oh my God, the fear, there's a shark. But when I really think about it, when I'm out there, I say, okay, what am I scared about? A shark. Why is a shark scary? Because it can bite me. Okay, if it bites me, what's going to happen? I'm going to bleed. I could lose a limb. Okay, how likely is it for me to lose a limb? Not really likely. These aren't that type of shark. Okay, great. How will my life be if I get bitten by a shark? Okay, it'll hurt. I'll bleed. I'll paddle to the beach. They'll take me to the ambulance. How's my life going to be? Okay, a disruption for a month maybe. I'll still be able to do everything, most likely.
Yeah, it's still worth starting my whole life.
Right. Like, great, easy. I'm over that now. I can keep paddling.
Yeah.
And that's how I like to think of those fears. And I'm sure you already do something similar, but when
I do that with my kids.
Yeah.
I'm like, my daughter's like, what if you die? What if she checked on me at night? What, I want to make sure you're still breathing. I'm like, well, what if I was dead? What would you do? She's like, and I was like, you'd probably call 911. I'll see you in heaven. We'll be okay. We'll figure it out.
Exactly. It takes.
Now I just do it for myself.
It just builds the path of what it could look like, and it prepares us for it. And then once we're prepared, not a problem anymore.
Yeah, and it's a thing. People do it. They have a fund. So, yeah.
Awesome. I love that. Okay. So if we're thinking about the thing that sells the thing is the fund on the back end. That's where you're trying to.
I do have someone you could put his name down. Morgan Keim, Keim. Morgan, he's potentially looking at doing a fund. He's been kind of helping me with my business structure a little bit, and just like ideas anyways, and he would potentially be a good person to partner on the actual deals.
I found the attorney group that set up Pace's fund.
Okay. And I have met them before. I've been to their office, but I don't have their. I guess I could reach out to Brittany, but his attorney. Yeah. And the attorney we were using at the last fund I was at was Grant Cardone's attorney.
That's good.
But he's probably expensive, so we'll just go with Pace's.
Well, they're all expensive, but as long as expensive keeps you out of trouble, then expense is worth it.
Exactly. Anyways. Yeah.
All right. So we've got the thing. Now we need to find the thing that sells the thing. And that would either be. So that would be probably, if we just use the example, that two examples, the divorced women that were left a lot of money, or the single ladies that don't have a lot of money, which one's going to get you to the fund quicker?
Just get rid of the one that they don't have money.
All right, so we're just gonna keep them in here, but just so we remember them one day.
Because one day when I have enough funds, but partially because Pace had told another lady in our community, I'd love to find a way to help. She said, I'd love to help single women that need another source of income. And he was like, you should connect with Jill. I'd love to support that somehow. So I was like, just stick it on a sticky note, but that's not really my business model because I'm trying to build something and you need money to do it.
You do. You need to work with people who have money, and that's just it.
My motto is I just want to solve rich people's problems, and they have cash and they don't like taxes. So I was like, it's got to be real estate. I just want to solve a rich person's problem, and they'll pay you. Rich people will pay whatever if it means solving a problem.
Exactly. That's why you sell expensive shit, because you're solving rich people problems.
Right? That's why when you're like, hey, it's going to be $600 tomorrow for this call, I'm like, I don't care. Great.
I got a problem. Okay, so what is the thing, if we're going down this course road, what is the thing for you that you could upsell somebody into the fund for? Would it be the course? And this doesn't have to be exact, right? I just want to kind of finish this web. Would it be the course, or would it be them actually using their money to invest in your deal or someone else? Okay.
Just using their money.
Okay. So we're going to.
I was like, oh, I have money. If I could just put it in a fund and it's making me money, that solves the problem. Like this woman, she's like, I just want my money making babies. And I was like, okay. I love you. I got $500,000. I don't know what to do with it. I don't either. Just hold on. She's like, I just want to learn. And part of it is like, in due time, I also would love to teach women financial literacy with the ultimate goal of teaching the next generation, teaching their kids. Like that will pull at women's heartstrings of being like, oh, she's going to teach me the skills because this is going to help my family and my kids.
I'm listening. I'm writing this down.
You're good.
And what better way to teach their children that than to show them firsthand?
Yeah. And like my girls, I'm a single mom, so I really want to like incorporate my kids, my daughters, into my business in regards to, oh, I want to have my own podcast. I'd love to have other successful women come on it. I'd love to have a podcast just for my kids, interviewing other kids, talking about like, it'd be entertaining to be like, a podcast for kids or a YouTube channel for myself, but also YouTube channel for my kids, talking to other kids that have sold something or started a business, or kids talking about business. Like, it'd be entertaining. And the ultimate goal is to get my kids comfortable doing the stuff that they're going to need in their lifetime.
Yeah, I love that. That's great. All right, so I think we could probably. So this is the thing that sells the thing. So they have money, need to put it somewhere. So that's free, and then that you could get them into the fund eventually. Yeah, I don't know if it exactly correlates into the thing that is the thing, but it's also it could it could be the course as well if you think about it that way, because then you're multiplying the people that can help you raise money for the fund.
True.
By teaching them that way.
True.
So I don't think we're going to come up with an answer right now on here, but
okay.
I just wanted to get all this stuff out.
Okay. Yeah. I like it.
Okay.
Well, because like I'm raising capital from the women and their money, but also teaching the people in the course how to raise capital. And then they're like, I don't know where to put it, but now I know how to raise it. Okay, put it in the fund. Or they could do a fund to funds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that.
That's awesome. All right. I love it. We went down that one pretty good.
Okay.
So let's just recap this here. So we started with who is the owners club? What are they working on? Avatar, find business. You said you were kind of looking. I think I'm going to break this up because this is kind of two things. Yeah, this is a couple things here. So we have who is in the owners club? What are they working on? I think that's like something all on its own. That's more part of the CRM.
Yeah.
And then
or like finding that operator or partner.
so I got an idea. Okay, so I just broke them up and kind of put them all around because the goal would be to find the partner that can help you with all this stuff. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Is there something else going on in your mind that you'd like to say right now?
No, that sounds great.
Okay. What other notes do you have?
Website?
Yeah, let's go down that road real quick. All right, so what is going to be on this website? What's in your mind?
That's a good question. All I put on my paper was website. All the other things has all these little things next to it like that. I just know I need a website and I don't have one.
What do you want the website to do? Who's going to go there?
Build credibility of who I am, or testimonials, giving something. If they go there, they are getting some type of like value and sharing the opportunity for what I have to offer,
So like,
my services.
Okay. Okay.
Testimonials of people that have worked with me. Or did we put that already? Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got that.
Maybe set up a call on it. Maybe that could be my landing page. Or I don't know if you do two different ones. If I'm sending someone the link to just my calendar. But I liked how I had it before, where it was like the link to my calendar was like this landing page that had my video and a couple little things to like, before they got on a call with me, they got to know who I was, skipped over some of the stuff I would have had to talk to them about to introduce I already did my introduction a little bit. Trying to clone myself more. So that would also be
I'll put in an intro video in there.
Okay.
That was a good one. I don't know if more clones fits in here, but we're going to leave it. What else? What else do you want it to do?
I don't know. I honestly haven't given the website much thought. I just have it on the paper.
Cool. Well, we talked about the course, so we could, that's kind of in the services, I guess.
Opportunity, maybe projects or properties, or yeah, I'd love it. I'd love to have like the testimonial of a woman that like they go on there like, oh, I resonate because that's the story that I have.
Got that. On the testimonial, so the services would be a course, current opportunities,
Educating them something, teaching them something. I'm trying to think of what would attract me to go to someone's page like mine. When I was in the shoes of not having any direction of where to put my money, if I would have gone to this website, what would I have seen to trust this person?
So that would have been some sort of course, right? Is what you were looking for?
Mm-hmm. And that's when I came across Sub 2. It wasn't exactly, it was solving the problem I thought I had. And that was I couldn't get a conventional loan because I haven't had a W-2 since high school. And so I went to Sub 2 because I was like, oh, I could buy a house without a loan. Like, I could do this. And then I realized, wait, this is not my path. My path is a private money lender and capital raiser, definitely not a cold caller. But it took going through that course to find out what my course really is.
Okay, I like that.
So I think if I would have found this woman's course, like the one I'm describing, and put it next to Pace's, I probably would have picked hers because it was really solving my problem of, do you have money and you want to make money off of your money, but you also want to get into real estate and have cash flow or passive income? Like, I'd have been like, that's what I'm looking for. A woman that has money that can use it and help me make money, not cold call pre-foreclosure. I also was like, I don't want to talk to people that are mad every day. I want to go talk to wealthy people.
Yeah, agreed. People in foreclosure usually are not that.
No, they're not. And that would get draining. So.
Okay, so the website, build cred, testimonials, getting value, services, calendar, intro, more clones, blank, course, kind of just wrote a little bit of your story in there, cash flow, passive income, real estate, use money to make money.
Perfect.
Got it. All right, what else is on your list?
I put YouTube and social media content. Partially because it's like cloning myself. The more information I can put on YouTube and they can go binge watch without,
Yeah, so what type of, like, do you have something in mind you seem like you're pretty well versed and comfortable in being in front of a camera from what I've seen before and talked to you twice now.
Yeah.
What is it that you want to talk about? Like who, like going off like your niche, right? If your niche is divorced women with money, like
I kind of have
different things.
two. I kind
Okay.
of have what we've been talking about with the women, but also like how to raise capital. I feel really confident in, like, I've connected with quite a few guys in the community that used to do door-to-door sales. There's like 6 of them that all want to talk to me because I used to do door-to-door sales for 8 years. And so I'm like, you guys, they're like, I'm going to go knock pre-foreclosures. And I was like, no, you shouldn't do that. You have this really good skill. You should just go raise capital and you can make so much more money. And so like educating on how to raise capital where it's not just aimed towards women. I think my course will be more towards women, but just educating in general on capital raising.
Yeah, that's interesting. Like it's really hard to pick a niche. And we don't have to pick a niche. Like I'm not saying that, we have to go down there. We can't ever look back.
Right.
When I think about niches, it's more along the lines of, if we're going to make a funnel page, we're going to run some ads, we're going to try to really target the people that you really like working with the most.
Okay.
Who are those people? And for me, it's always the person that has been in the position that I was in before.
Right.
And for you've got 2, right? You've got the women's side, which we talked about in length, but you also have the door-to-door sales side as well.
Totally. And like when you think about raising capital, I could take those women and teach them, but they might not know anything about business. Where I used to be that door-to-door person. You want to graduate from knocking doors? Why don't you just raise capital? And they have all this sales skills, work ethic, drive for money, willing to do things other people aren't willing. It's almost like I take the door-to-door people and create the course around, hey, instead of knocking on a door, pick up a call with a rich person instead of selling pest control. And like every guy that's come to my door, I've gotten their information being like, you guys got to stop knocking doors and you need to raise capital for real estate. I was like, what are you doing at the end of the summer? And I was like, you can make so much more money. And they're like, okay, show me how. And I'm like, I don't know yet, but just give me your name and number and I'll put you in the list somehow.
You're the best. You're the best. Selling before it's even a thing. It's just
Yeah. I'm like, you guys, I just see potential. And that's also a niche. Like all these guys at Owners Club, there was 4 of them I was talking to, and I'm like, you guys all know people that have been really successful in the summers that make $100,000. Where are they putting that money? You need to be acquiring your entire team, all of their money, and put it into a real estate property. Being like, let's go invest on this multifamily deal together instead of blow it on a stupid car or something. Like, there's just this niche also of door-to-door reps becoming capital raisers.
as capital raisers and as PMLers.
Yeah.
Because not everybody's going to want to become a PML, right? Or not everybody's going to become a capital raiser.
Right. Right.
That's so interesting.
I'm like, I feel like, I don't know, a lot of people in door-to-door, they start in one category and then they jump and they do another one. Like a guy came to my door the other day and I was like, James, I needed pest control. And he's like, I don't do pest control anymore. I clean garbage cans. And I'm like, oh, I need someone to spray my bugs. And he's like, here, call so-and-so. He still does it. And I was like, okay, great.
That's funny.
Then the window washing guy comes the week later. I'm like, sure, $75 to wash all my windows, whatever.
Why not? Why not?
Why not? Give me your phone number so I can recruit you next.
Right. Hey, remember me? You washed my windows.
Right?
Got a job for you.
Oh, don't worry. I told him. I was like, you're going to come raise capital for me in the winter, okay?
I feel like that's what most door-to-door salespeople really are looking for. They're looking for that in for the next best thing, because everyone
Totally.
knows that door-to-door people who are successful are like really highly sought after.
Totally. And so I don't know anyone that's taking people from door to door to real estate. And that's why I originally thought, oh, I could do wholesaling and do pre-foreclosures and have people go knock doors. And then I was like, no, they have this skill. They should just go raise capital.
Yeah, way
Like,
way more better.
yeah, I'm like, I could have investment dinners and I could just ship them around the country to these big cities and pitch a room full of investors. Yeah.
I like that. Okay, so we were doing social media content. So you kind of have this two-sided thing. One would be women, single women. The other is just general people with a side of door-to-door sales folks.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's like in the beginning, all three of these are really good, because you may just go straight and only talk about women investors, or single women for 3 years, but maybe that's not the thing that actually resonates with folks, right? So
Yeah.
in the beginning, it may make sense to just talk about all of those on the YouTube and see which one gets the most traction.
Yeah. Exactly. Which
And
one
you
is
already have a captive audience inside of the Owners Club, inside of Sub 2. So probably the lowest hanging fruit right now is the people you already know and the groups that you're already in,
Yeah.
which would be Sub 2.
Yeah.
So if we think about,
Hey, give me 2 seconds.
yeah,
Okay, we're good.
all right. So talking about YouTube, social media, talk to the people that are already listening, right? Because that way it's easy for you to make content, because you're already going to be doing Zooms and creating that long form content. If we look at this from how Pace does it and every other big content creator, they'll record something that is an hour and a half long, and then they'll take it and chop it up for YouTube Shorts. And then YouTube videos will be 30 minutes, and then they can use that long form and send it out everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, so delete this. That there. Anything else that we were talking about with social media content? Or
Just having someone help me manage it.
okay,
And I have 2 different people that I like to work with for filming content already. But then someone that's helping post it and chop it and all that.
Got it. So, so it's going to be about how to raise capital, right? That's
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Because that's the ultimate thing that is going to make me money is like, Pace, I'm going to teach you how to go get a deal. So then you bring me the deal.
Yeah.
I'm going to teach you how to go raise capital so you can bring me the capital.
Yep. So you need somebody, you already have somebody that chops and edits, right?
Not to the extent, like they'll do the filming and then they'll chop up a little bit of it.
Okay.
But having someone that could do like the YouTube side of it, I don't necessarily have that yet. I have someone that can film the content.
Okay, so that's done. Let's see.
And I'm sure they could do more of it. I just have to probably pay them more.
Yeah, and sometimes those people, the chop and edit for social media, they can be much less inexpensive using overseas people.
Yeah, and it doesn't need to be anything extravagant. It just needs to be out there.
Yeah. I also find that, and I don't have much experience in this, but all the people that I ever talk to that do a lot of that, they're all using the software called Descript. It's like $20 a month, something like that. And it makes editing very simple. What it does is it basically takes a transcript of the video, puts it into a paragraph, and then you can chop it up based off of the paragraphs. So you just read the paragraph and you're like, ooh, I want this part to be a short. Boom, you pull that out, make it a short. Instead of like going through the video and Descript. That's what people are using these days.
Okay, I underlined it. That would be one of those things that I'd love to have my VA know how to do. Learn how to use Descript.
Cool. All right. So, all right, we did social media. What else do you have on your list? I'll make sure we go through everything on there before we start going into the CRM stuff more specifically.
Social media. I kind of already touched base on this, but when I teach at Squat Up Summit, accumulating, I'm not sure if we put it on a place, but I want to start accumulating all of the questions and the things that I'm teaching. So like preparing for Squat Up is one thing. Pace also told me that at one point, maybe in 2025, having me do a merit badge for private money lending. So right now I want to just start preparing and accumulating the information of what would resonate with people, what would be the most helpful, what are their biggest concerns or questions. And I'm not sure if you were on Pace's thing yesterday, but he said he might have, he's in the process of working with an $8 billion company that might just fund everybody's deals.
I saw something about that the other day, or like a week or two ago or something, but I didn't
was like,
hear
what am I going to do? If you have the world's most money,
there's always going to be room.
There's always room.
So you were saying before you go to Squat Up, right? You're trying to just get everybody's questions just in a pile stacked up and really go through them so you become the most knowledgeable and you are understanding where they're coming from. Okay.
Yeah. And so that's why I was thinking of offering the weekly free Zoom on how to raise capital, partially just to just start putting myself out there and asking people questions. And if I'm going to start, trial and error, would like to at one point also have like a 12 to 15-minute webinar every week pitching my opportunity on the course, whatever the course is. But like it being live, people can come ask questions, but it's like really short, not just a video.
Cool. I put that down in the webinar section. Okay, so does that cover what you had written down on the last things of like, just kind of trying to get ready for Squad Up? And when is Squad Up?
End of March. And he hasn't actually like given us assignments yet. I just want to come in and be prepared and be like, here's what I want to do. And here's the reasons why, because I want to be the one in front of people that have money.
Yeah. Hayes already got his 8 billionaire, so he doesn't need any more.
No. So there's going to be people there where I'm going to be like, hey, I want to teach how to private money lend. So I'm like, I really want to focus on that. So then when Squad Up comes, I'm prepared. Yeah.
Okay. So what's that? September, October, November, December, January, February, 7 months? Plenty of time.
Totally.
As long as we find a way for you to stick to a time frame and a schedule of things to do every week.
Yes.
All right. Anything else on your list?
Nope.
Cool. All right. So here's the of all the stuff that we talked about, right?
Yeah.
The one thing that we haven't talked about yet is the CRM. We kind of like talked around it, but I think we should talk more specifically about it, because I know we talked a little bit about some higher level ideas, and I'm going to do my best to summarize everything we talked about here. So what you're doing now is, through email,
texting, email and text.
So that's what you're doing now. It's all through email and text, and it's kind of messy.
Yeah. And Messenger on social media, but that's kind of like text.
It is, but it's definitely different. I guess it's just Messenger and Facebook or Instagram. Okay. So the one thing, if we look at the Messenger side of it, right? And this is kind of tactics per se, but how we'll use a CRM to help with those Instagram and Facebook and whatever other messenger type products you're using. The goal is to take Mark Zuckerberg's list, which are all those people we're talking about. That's his list. That's how he makes bajillions of dollars, and move those people onto your list. And we had talked about this, how to get them over, how to convert them. And for me, whenever I am talking with somebody on Messenger, I do not want to have a long conversation with them at all. I want to get them, hey, how you doing? Yada, yada, short conversation. Let's have a more in-depth conversation. Here's my calendar. Because as soon as they fill out the calendar, boom, now they're your list. You control that. So that is one of the things we're going to focus on, is sending calendar invite to capture leads.
And that's where I'd love to have that landing page. So then they're like, wow, she's serious. That has the link to my calendar, but it has, not the full website, but more than just the link to my calendar.
Yeah, I personally, and this isn't you, this is me, right?
Yeah.
I have a landing page that is for, our Chaos Buster challenge, but I hardly ever send that to people because for me, that is a very specific person that needs a very specific thing.
Okay.
And when I'm talking with people, I don't necessarily know what it is that I can help them with quite yet.
Okay.
And your conversations could be different than mine are. But if I would send somebody to a landing page that was talking about a specific thing, that may not be the thing we're actually talking about.
Yeah. And
They
maybe it's just generic. Maybe it's not targeting one thing. Just to set me apart a little bit.
So like, yeah, your story type of thing, and
Oh,
just
even
hi, hello.
yeah, even just 30 seconds. Jill in 30 seconds, schedule a call, just so they hear my voice, see my face. They feel more comfortable with me when they see me because they've already like talked to me, listened to me.
I think that's great. So that's how we get people off of Messenger. And really, that's probably going to be the way you convert 90% of your people is through that.
Yeah.
And
I do feel like my calendar gets booked really fast. Like shorter calls, or
how long are your calls now?
I've switched them to a half an hour. But like getting kids to school in the morning and kids after school and like navigating around my schedule. But that's why I need help on the other part of things, because then I can focus on those calls.
Do you find that the calls that you're taking are not people that are your avatar? Or like, because you talked about, helping people wherever they are. But also PML is like the thing that if you could have every one of your calls with potential PMLs or borrowers, like that would be the best.
Ideally, I would like to have someone set the call. They have an initial call kind of with my assistant or something and vet them for what they're looking for. And then if they qualify for what I need at the time, then they get directed to a call with me. And then I have someone else follow up with them and finish. Like, that would be ideal.
So you're looking to vet the caller, the opportunity, or the contact before, like, hey, do you just want like a normal, like random conversation with Joe? Okay, Joe doesn't have time for that. That's not what Joe does, right?
You can go to her weekly Zoom.
Right.
Where it's like, I still have an opportunity for those people, so they don't feel like I'm completely like not available for them. But if I can consolidate one call with multiple people on it, or hey, you want to learn about this? This is when hey Jill, I want to learn more about what you do. Can we jump on a call? Perfect. Every Tuesday, I do that on my weekly Zoom. Jump on the call. There might be 3 people, or there might be 10.
Right. So that's probably the best use of your time is not doing one-on-ones anymore.
Yeah.
Not doing one-on-ones. Yeah,
and then I think from those Zooms, I'll find the people that are worth the one-on-one.
Okay.
There's just a lot of people that I've never connected with that have reached out to me that I can tell don't really fit, but I don't really know. But if they came to a Zoom, yeah, that might be helpful.
So everybody gets the group Zoom call, once or twice a week, hey, you want to chat with Jill? Great. Here's our weekly Zoom call or our bi-weekly Zoom call, whatever the heck it is. Because now everybody's playing on your schedule, which is going to further qualify them.
Yeah.
And then from there, if they want to do the one-on-one call with you, you could probably give out a calendar event, your one-on-one calendar there, because at least they are a little more qualified, and we could probably do some more qualifying steps for them through there too. But
yeah,
if you're running out of time and having the same conversation over and over again, group calls.
Yeah. If I did a group call.
Do you think that would decrease the amount of personal touch you can give to it?
I think I would just have to trial and error.
Okay.
Because it could be a mindset thing where, it could go either way. It could be like, oh, the 5 of us could collaborate, or, it kind of depends. Because if it is like that woman, yeah.
There's a lot of different ways to go with this, but I think the problem that you're having is unqualified people on your calendar, right?
Yeah.
Is that?
I just have a lot of people that want to get on a call, and I'm like, what am I going to do with this call right now? I have, this call with you is so much more important, because it's like, now I know I'm going to know steps to take instead of just random phone calls with people in the community, which I used to do all the time. And that's what got me to where I'm at. But now I'm like, is that call benefiting me, or is it almost wasting my time from good, better, best? Is this the best thing I could be doing with my time at the moment?
Right. So group calls for everyone, except if we can qualify them beforehand to talk to you.
The question is, what am I qualifying them for?
Yes.
Because it's like, if I know what I'm looking for, then it can be like, hey, are you a PML? I'm going to pitch this deal on Friday. If you're interested in this deal, instead of emailing everybody or whatever, 10 people get on, I go through the pitch deck and they fight for it.
Yeah, I mean, that's best case scenario.
That's what I had to do a few weeks ago. This guy was like, I just have a lot of people that I don't even know who to reach out to first, that I was really interested in this deal. And I was like, this first guy, we'll just go with him. And then he was like on the fence. And I was like, I don't even know who to reach out to next. I'm just going to put all of them on a Zoom and you can fight over it. And then the guy, before I set up the Zoom, was like, I'm just going to fund it. And I was like, okay, looks like I don't have to do the group Zoom.
That's good. Put the pressure on people, right? Hey, if you can't make a decision now, guess what? This is going to the Zoom later. So either you find this opportunity or you're going to have to fight for it.
Yeah. I'm blasting this out. If someone doesn't catch on it, if I did an email, I have my email list of the people that have 250K to 500K. Okay, we send out an email with the pitch deck saying, hey, you guys get first dibs. I am sending this out to my private group. If someone doesn't catch on it within the next 48 hours, I'm doing a group Zoom on Friday, and anyone from the Zoom, first person that, emails me with their wiring instructions, whatever.
Love that. I love that.
That
is the way to get. Yeah, that's going to get people fired up.
Right? Be like, I'm not sending you the emails. You got to come to the Zoom.
Yep. You want to learn more? Here it is. It's in the Zoom.
Almost the approach of, now, will you lend on this? But you got to fight for it.
Yeah. Yeah. We've got so much demand for this that either you're going to say yes right now or have fun.
Or I'm out. I can go find it somewhere else. So.
Yeah. Okay. So with that being said, we talked about a couple things, kind of like a weekly call that people can come on to that is pitch deck pitch deck call, right? Let's see.
And
So we have
like,
the
if
week.
I have a fund, when I get to the point of having a fund, that will be that weekly call of pitching my fund, not just the deal, but being like, hey, I'm going to share the opportunity of my fund or whatever.
I like it. I like it. All right. So we talked about these PML people. What kind of information do you want to capture on them? Like if we're building this list, and if we think of this list as a newsletter,
okay, the range of how much money they have, so they have to click like a button that's 0 to 50,000, 50 to 100, 100 to 250, 250 to 500, 500 to a million, and then a million plus or something. Like, I don't know.
go backwards. So 50 to 100, 100 to what?
250, 250 to 500K, 500K to a million, and then a million plus. If they're accredited, yes, no, I'm not sure. How soon are you ready to invest? 0 to you could do
So here's the thing. Here's the thing with this question, right? Because I tackle this question. I personally have gone through of like how to deal with this question, and if we capture this information today, it may be different later.
How about how many deals have you invested in?
I think that's a good one. I think that kind of like erases the timeline. Yeah.
Totally. Because then it's like, haven't done my first one yet, or looking to do my first one, 0 to 3, 3 to 10, and 10 plus or something. Then I kind of know how to talk to them on their language of, do they understand what an IRR is in cash on cash return? Or they are like, I've never done this investing thing.
That is the best thing I heard all day. It's early though. It's 1 o'clock. We're past early. But it solves that problem. I've been trying to figure out how to like how useful the timeline question is. And it's like it is useful on day 1, but on day 6.
But you know what? It's actually not, because there are so many people that had put that on my last questionnaire thing I had, and they said that they're basically not ready to right now. They just don't want to be sold, but they totally invested.
Interesting.
People don't like to be sold. Everyone loves to buy, and everyone hates the fear of missing out. And now I know how to close money based off of when someone's like, that's why creating the urgency. Usually people say, like, it's the same things. I need to talk to my spouse, or I need to think about it. And so after I pitch someone, I'm like, okay, I'm going to send you this information. Think about it. Send me your questions. I'll contact you in 24 hours. I need an answer in 48. Or I'm just going to go find someone else.
Okay, so, hold that thought. So where can we put this? I just want to, because that was like really, because that's an automation that you just talked about.
Okay.
So you talk to somebody, you pitch them the opportunity, or you're just okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Pitch the opportunity.
Pitch them the deck. And then I'm going to send you the deck. I'm going to give you 24 hours to send me your questions. And I need an answer in 48 hours, or I'm going to just go raise it somewhere else. And then if they don't respond, like my follow-up email, I never, ever, ever use the words, I'm just following up. I always say, I haven't heard from you. Where do you want to go from here? And they usually give me some kind of response of, I just haven't talked to my wife yet. That's why I didn't respond. I'm waiting for my CPA. I'm, you know, now's not a good time. I don't know, whatever.
Make sure I see that. Okay, so I think this is really a fun part here because we can make this an automation, basically. It's like sending the deck, you probably do during the conversation. You just attach it to the email, like when you're talking to them through GHL. But the 24-hour answer questions, like we can hit them up every 3 hours, every 4 hours, and say, "Hey, what are your questions? Hey,
or something."
What's that?
Or like sometimes I've done, here's a frequently asked questions sheet. Here's questions that other investors have asked me. I thought you might want the answers to. That could be one of those automated emails, 5 hours later. Hey, here's what other smart people have asked me that I'm going to bring up concerns for you that you didn't even think of, but I'm also going to overcome them.
Yes, Jill, you've done this before. That excites me. A lot of people they don't understand this side of the world, and they're just like, yeah, just do whatever, Bill. It's like, geez,
I can't make it up.
I have to make it up, and then it becomes me, and it's not them. And
totally,
when someone's not committed to that, like to do it this way, to talk about it this way, then their chances of success just go down a few notches.
Okay, great. That gives me some confidence.
Yes.
But like also the ebook or,
Yeah, like all that stuff I think is great, but you don't want to send too much stuff in between that 24 to 48 hours.
Oh, totally. I wasn't thinking the 24 hours thing. I was just thinking as an automated thing at some point.
Yes. I think we have ebook. Actually, I don't know if we have ebook in here somewhere. Just plop it down. This color. Ebook. Okay. So money range, accredited, how many deals? What other things do you need to know about people?
Their experience. Usually when I get on a call, I ask them, what's your experience in real estate? Partially because I want to understand what terminology I can use to close on them. What is your ultimate goals with money or real estate? And kind of like, if you could have a magic wand, what would you want to do? And why did you get on this call? Like, now I'm getting them to sell me on why they trusted me to get on this call. Like, sell me on why you wanted to talk to me.
Why are you wasting my time here today?
Why did I get on this call with you? Why is it important that I got on a call with you? Because I'm the important person here.
Yeah. I'm wondering if, man, that should just be a qualifying question anytime somebody wants to get on a one-on-one call with you. Maybe not now, but at some point, like, that's the only question that you ask for them to book, and then you can review it, or your VA can review it, and they're like, I just want to chat. Well, poof, off the calendar.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
That
like,
would be
no.
good.
No, we're not chatting.
Tell me on why I should take your call.
Yeah.
What value can you bring to this half an hour call? This is what I can bring. What can you bring? I will let you know if your answer qualifies. Big red, no. Sorry.
Yeah, and I think that is a interesting way to go. Usually it's like, you book a call and it just automatically gets accepted. But we could set this up where all appointments have to be reviewed.
Totally. I think that's awesome. Even if I take all of the calls, letting them think that it has to be reviewed, at least in the beginning, where it's like, oh, she doesn't just take calls.
All appointment um,
Reviewed.
appointments. Yeah, okay.
And maybe if their call doesn't get approved, you send them the link and say, hey, Jill's not able to take your one-on-one, but you can come to her weekly Zoom and ask her some questions there and potentially try to set up a one-on-one after you attend that. Or maybe everyone has to attend the Zoom before they can even get on a call with me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just going deep.
There's so many ways to pre-qualify your one-on-one time, because that's got to be your highest dollar value time. Like, it just is. Like, that is used for closing.
The psychology of people thinking, wow, it was really hard to get on a phone with her. When she pitches me a deal, this chick's no joke already. Like,
I better have my bank account in hand.
I better have things ready. Yeah.
And that could be a really important part of the Zoom call. Like, really vetting, qualifying, and setting expectations and clarifying things about how you work, because
Totally.
this is not a redneck procedure. Like, this is how we do it.
And ultimately, I really do want to build something awesome, but the most important thing to me is my time and not filling my spare time with work, but filling my time with being with my kids or doing activities or my hobbies. Like, I worked so hard that I'm like, I want to free up my nights and not fill it with more work, even though I have downtime, which is not easy to do as entrepreneurs. It's like, oh my gosh, I have a VA. Now I can do twice as much work. I'm like, no, it's so that I have more time, not more work.
So, Nick, I was just talking to my fiance about that last night. I was like, I need like an hour a day where I can just take my brain tank is usually empty at the end of the day, but my like body tank usually has, from 0 to 10, I usually have like 4 or 5, maybe 3 left in it. And I want to have 0, because then I know I'm falling asleep immediately.
Totally.
So I need that extra hour to do nothing except empty my body's tank.
Yeah. Literally have nothing planned on the schedule for a couple hours a day, where it's like, well, whatever comes in, or I just am not stressed about having to do something. So that's why I'm like, how can I consolidate and not do 6, even if they are half an hour? They usually roll over to 45-minute calls.
Yeah. Okay. So are there any more questions, qualifying questions, things that you want to know from these folks? Like, how you're doing your pitch?
I think that's enough. Because I don't want to do too much.
Well, what are you already doing? Right? That's the question.
That's what I'm doing. Is when I get on a call, I'm just like, hey, how much, or like, what's your experience in real estate? If you had a magic wand, what do you want to ultimately be accomplishing? And why are you on the call? Or like, what do you have to offer? What is their avatar? Or what value can they, what is their, I also ask people what they do outside of real estate. Most people have some other crazy occupation that I have hired, like yourself, for, that's in sub 2 or in real estate, but they've been a CPA for 40 years, or they're an attorney in some state that I'm like, oh my gosh, I need your help.
Yes. I think that's such a overlooked part of sub 2 are people's real jobs.
That they've been doing for 20 or 30 years.
Yeah. It's like we need to leverage that.
That's where I've gotten my social media content people, like my, bookkeeping people, lots of stuff.
Love it. Love it. Okay. So what do we have? This is supposed to go till 1:30, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1:30. So we got 11 minutes. So the most basic part of what you're looking for is to have a way to categorize your contacts, your private money lenders, and other people, but mostly the PMLs, right?
Yeah.
The other big problem you're having is time. How can you better spend your time talking to people that are of higher value to you? And to me, that seems like the bigger problem here. Like
my calendar.
Yeah, the CRM part, like, that's not a problem. The rest of this picture, like, to think about the 8-month time frame, which is squat up, like that's the thing you're ultimately trying to get prepared for, right?
Yeah.
So if I had a magic wand and I gave it to you, what would you do to use that wand for squat up to be a failure? So let's work backwards, right?
Wait. Okay, say this again.
You had a magic wand, right? And you were like, I want to fail. We're coming back to this whole fear thing, right?
Oh, okay.
You had a magic wand and you waved it over your head at squat up and you were like, I'm going to fail. What would you have to have done between now and then to totally bomb squat up? Or not done?
My biggest fear is not being able to answer someone's question when it comes to like legal stuff or paperwork or getting paid properly. I think that's my biggest concern, is legally how people can get paid raising capital. Okay, well, how are you doing your paperwork? Okay, well, I don't have all those systems in place. That's why I'm not confident about answering those questions, because it's kind of sporadic. Having next steps for them to work with me. Okay, I really resonated with Jill, but I didn't give them any opportunity or steps of how to connect with me, how to work with me. Yeah, giving them direction, answering questions, and then taking the opportunity I have in front of me.
Got it. So Jill would fail at squat up if she didn't have the question answered. How do you legally get paid as a private money lender?
Yeah.
Of all, right. There's like few different ways that those can work, but you need to have all those answers. If you don't, you're going to walk away and not feel great.
Yeah.
Also, you would not feel great about your presentation if you did not have a standard operating procedure of paperwork. And that's probably what people are going to be looking for. Like, what paperwork is Jill using? I need to use that. And then the other big failure would be if you walked off stage without telling them how to work with you.
Yeah.
Got it. So
like that would be, as you were talking, the thing that popped into my head was that's when I would want to have my website being like, oh, here, go to my website. Here's an example, yada, yada. Really, the ultimate goal is here, go to my website, but using it as this is an example of how I do whatever I do.
So basically your pitch at Squat Up, you would just need a consolidated version of on the website as like a little video, right? Like super consolidated. And then testimonials, and a lot of other stuff, and then a calendar.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
'Cause
So now we figured out what you need to do between now and then.
there we go. So then I don't feel like I fail.
Right. And then we can take all the fear out of like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Well, now we know. We know exactly what to do.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do? How do you see you and I working together?
I don't know. How do you see us working together?
Okay. Well, let's go through.
You see this hot mess.
Yeah, it's not a hot mess. It's exactly where it needs to be, right? It's perfect
on
the way
paper.
it is. That's all that matters. It's perfect. You're making money. You're smiling. You're having fun. Pace loves you.
Totally.
You're-
It's all
you're-
about creating something. I just want to create something that works and makes a lot of money, and we're just having a lot of fun doing it. That's
If
it.
we're not having fun, we're not doing it right.
No, and I only want to do business with people I like hanging out with. So
Perfect. All right. So let's look at all of the things, right? So you're the visionary. The CRM. Let's change colors to all the things that Bill will help you with. Sure is a good
Okay.
color. Black will be good. So Bill will help you with the CRM,
okay.
and the CRM will help you with social media, right? Because you can post it, you can put it once inside the CRM, and it pushes it out to everywhere.
Okay.
All of the different YouTubes and everything. You can push it out
Okay.
automatically. You can
Okay.
schedule it. You can do all that stuff.
Wow.
Zoom link funnels. Got you on that one. Then
Is that the same thing as webinar funnels? Is webinar and Zoom? Or not really sure.
So I would call a webinar funnel more of like a video sales letter where
Okay.
it's pre-recorded.
Okay.
But honestly, most video sales letters start live, and then after you do it 1,000 times,
Yeah.
you put it in an evergreen video sales letter and just let it rip.
Okay. I
But-
just really like how Pace does live stuff with people, and I think that's why people resonate with him so much, is because he's like acts like an actual human.
Yeah, so I kind of think they're similar. I think webinars are pre-recorded.
Okay.
That's how I see it, and Zoom
Okay.
links are live.
Okay.
So I can help you with this. It definitely holds you accountable. Be on other people's podcasts. I'm going to say I can help you with this, but I'm going to put it in a different color. We'll just say
Okay.
yellow, because I think that is something that is reaching out to people, like that's a person to person thing. Does it have to be you reaching out to people? No, that's just like a text message, email, whatever. So
Yeah.
you and I collaborating on the messaging, and
The trick is, once I've been on 2 or 3, once we find 2 or 3 quality, then I ask each one of them, hey, can you connect me to 2 people that have really good podcasts like yourself? Because people that have a good podcast know other people because they've all been on each other's podcast. And that's how I had been on a lot more, because I'm just like, they're like, what can I do for you? I'm like, connect me with 2 other quality Zoom people or podcast people. And they're like, okay. Throw us
nice.
in an email. And then I do it with that person too. I'm like, do you have 2 people?
That's amazing. That's amazing. So I can help you on like the tactical side of it.
Okay.
And the VA and you will do the other side of that, but I can take some of that off your hands. The
Okay.
podcast for kids and business, that we're going to leave that one alone.
So could you potentially help me teach my VA how to use my CRM?
I could teach you guys how to do all this stuff.
Okay.
Yes.
Sign me up.
Let's see the course. I'm just going to call this yes. This is something we can definitely work on together, because inside Gohighlevel is a full course product. You can build out your whole entire course inside there.
Okay.
let's see, what do we got down here? Wait, oh, that was from there. Okay, so we already did all that. That's there. Oh, what other colors we got here? This I can help you with. So this is like kind of like a pipeline, sort of. Let's see, what's this? Referrals, capital raiser, yeah. Coaching, yeah. Can help you with that. So this is like the coaching you were talking about inside of the owners club, or just the door-to-door people that you met. Just how we're going to capture that, how we're going to build, or how you're going to build that, right? Then P&L buy box, wholesaler buy box. This is something I will work with you on. Then let me hold on one second. I gotta send my next call. I'm just gonna have to reschedule it. Let's see, is this one? This one. Actually, let me just log in and tell her real quick. Give me 2 seconds. All right, here I am. I'm back. Okay. Let's see. We talked about a website, so I can do all that for you.
Like build the website?
Yeah.
A man with many talents.
It's all inside. It's all inside Gohighlevel.
Yeah, but you're talking to someone that's like, I don't know how to use Gohighlevel. Yeah.
I never told you my journey of how I got to Gohighlevel, have I?
No, you have not.
So I got into real estate, into sub 2, because I had a eBay business, so I was buying things off Facebook and garage sales and reselling them all on eBay.
Okay.
A lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. It was like a treasure hunt every day.
Okay.
But that is a pain in the ass, driving all over everywhere, searching garages, and
Reselling.
Too much work. And I had recently moved to Florida, and Florida in the summer is very hot. And the house site we moved into does not have a garage or a place to store all my eBay crap.
Okay.
So I was working out of a storage unit, which was okay in the winter. But as soon as summer came around, it was like,
it's not gonna work.
No, thank you. So, of course, Pace hooked me with his YouTube world, and I got into sub 2. I had no real estate experience. I've built homes, done renovations, additions, that whole thing. So I understand houses. I get it.
Okay.
But I had no idea what I was doing. So my first goal, and Pace probably said, just talk to as many people as you can.
Yeah.
So I talked to 90 people in 60 days, and it was an hour each time with them on the phone. So 90 hours in 60 days. And it was great. I thought I was amazing. I was like, yeah, I'm doing this. But then I quickly realized that all my notes, wherever they were, useless.
Totally. That was me.
Yeah. And then 3 months later, you talk to that person and they're like, oh yeah, Bill, we had such a great conversation because they only talked to like 3 people. And I'm like, who are you? What did we talk about?
100%.
So it got better. I started like using some other free stuff, and eventually I was chasing a shiny object and I started using Jamil Danji's Astro Blaster.
Okay.
And I quickly was like, oh, I could probably use this for conversations that I've been having. So I started the direct agent thing and I was still calling people and it was working until I started changing Astro Blaster's workflows and stuff.
Yeah.
And one day I woke up and they had updated the templates and wiped out all of my things that I had changed. All my contacts were there, but they wiped out all the stuff that I had done, like, the automation. So
Right.
I was like, I'm out of here. I can't do this anymore. And at that point, I already figured out it was Gohighlevel, and I just switched to Gohighlevel, and I just started my journey into learning everything of Gohighlevel. And I spent some money having a few people teach me, but that didn't work either. And I just learned a lot through doing it myself. And then Sydney and Shane, they were my first clients, because I had known them since the
Yeah.
beginning. And they were like, Bill, we're struggling with the same thing you are. Do this for us. So I started with them, and then through more and more conversations, I'm always having conversations. You find that we're
Right.
not the only ones that have that problem. It's a very common problem to have.
Right.
And I've been full-time inside Gohighlevel for about a year.
Okay.
And that's
So
like
here's
all I
the
do.
thing. Being in, hi, honey, you can come in here. Being in Owners Club, there's going to be more people that need a system. Just
Yeah.
said. So, Allie, can you say hi?
Hi.
How you feeling, Allie?
Good.
You feeling
That's-
okay? Better than yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting there.
That's great.
Okay.
Glad to hear that.
So you've been doing this for like a year, Gohighlevel.
Yeah.
Okay.
My full-time job.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was in the beginning. I was making money doing co-wholesaling. So
Yeah.
somebody I'd meet, be like, "Oh, I have a deal," and then I would find a buyer through my systems, and that kind of took a back seat once Gohighlevel clients started taking off.
Okay.
And I just yesterday signed another assignment contract for a connector fee, which was really fun because I haven't
Oh,
had one in
cool.
a while
Cool.
because I've been so focused on Gohighlevel stuff. But it's good to know that the thing that got me into real estate, I'm still doing it.
Oh, she's not out of school yet. That's just the kindergarten kids. Yeah, because it's only 11:30. Those are kindergarten kids. But you can go outside for a minute if you want. You can go outside for a minute. Or the iPad's on the kitchen table.
Yeah.
Got her with the iPad.
Got her.
Because do you know what would be cool? Because I want to start doing the weekly woman's thing inside Owners Club. And I told them, like, I'm working with different people. It would be cool if you came on and we went through like what you and I just did, just quick overview. And if it resonates with anyone, just rinse and repeat, kind of the same thing with, I know other people are going to need the same thing.
Yeah. So
If you need more clients, is what I'm saying.
I always love more clients. Like that's
Okay.
never a thing.
Okay.
So how do you and I, how do we proceed? Because like most of everything in here is something I'm going to be able to help you with, right?
Okay.
It just depends on
On the kitchen table.
I did.
It's like the brown thing.
I checked and there's nothing.
Give me 30 seconds. Hurry, let's go. Okay. How have you done it with other people, or like have they just paid you for certain like hours or projects, or do we want to do real estate? Like we could be creative here.
Yeah, so it depends on like what you're really trying to accomplish. And I know we've talked about, I kind of have an idea on that, right? You're
Right.
basically looking for an integrator. I got that from you.
Yeah.
And that is a part of what I can help you with, right? I can help you with all of that stuff, and I can help you with the accountability and everything. But it really depends on how much time I allocate towards you every week.
Okay.
That's really what it comes down to, right? Because
Yeah.
if you just need a simple CRM setup to capture people's information, like that's easy. We could be done and out of here in like a day, basically.
Yeah.
But if what you really want is all of this information and collaboration so that when Squad Up comes, you're ready to rock and roll and you don't have that magic wand of fear anymore, then that just is a lot of work on both of our parts to get there.
Yeah.
And I'm totally cool with helping you get to that point. We just have to figure out how it makes sense for us to get there together, if that's the way we're going to go.
Yeah. That would be awesome. I'm totally open to that. Whether that's like what's one of your goals, I would want to say also, is it to step away, like be able to focus on this more full time, where it's like we became partners in some aspect, or I just pay you potentially a certain amount or a salary, or like it comes down to also what your goals would be on what are you trying to accomplish as well, because we have a good idea on mine.
Yeah. So for me, and I think this kind of leads into another conversation with you and I as well, something we didn't touch on in here, but I think we should, is the software as a service, right? And that's what Gohighlevel is. That's what I provide for people, is a SaaS.
Okay.
Because I can resell Gohighlevel. That's the greatest thing about Gohighlevel, is that I can resell it to other people, and I could resell a snapshot, which would be,
Right.
your business. We could resell that to others. Oh, did she find it?
I had the same thing. You're trying to buy something?
We already had this, but it logged out and then tried to buy it again.
No, not this one.
We already had it. Built the house.
Whatever. Sure. $2.99 a month to build houses on an iPad. Whatever.
Ooh, that sounds like fun. So one of my goals is to increase my passive income, which is through Gohighlevel. And
Okay.
there's like different levels of passive, as we all know. And at a base level for me, and this is me explaining how my business works,
Okay.
the base price for anyone's Gohighlevel is $99 a month. So my goal is to get more $99 a month. Like,
Okay.
that's what I like, because if somebody is, if it's a $99 a month product, I'm not really doing much more for them. I've already done the work. They paid me for that. And that's just the software. So that's the easiest for me. The other side of it is setting up people's accounts. And that is where there is the higher upfront cost, because it's setup, right? And this is part of setup for me, because I don't want to just give someone something that worked for you or worked for me. I don't want to just give it to them, because they're probably going to operate differently. And
Yeah.
I want them to understand what it is and why we're building what we're building. because that means they're more likely to be invested and understand what it is they're using, and then they're going to use it.
Right.
So monthly, which I really like, and then upfront, which is more labor intensive, but it's also a higher pay product. Now, with that being said, I also think there is a place for me that is kind of a step above that, where I don't exactly know what it looks like,
Yeah.
but I know what it doesn't look like. And one of the first people I met in Sub 2, where him and I became business partners, and I didn't know anything, he didn't know anything. He had a W-2 or has a W-2 job. And once I started getting into Gohighlevel, he saw the value in it. And long story short, we parted ways. One person did all the work. The other person thought they were more valuable than they really were.
Yeah.
I can't, I don't want to do that again.
Totally.
Not saying that's you. I'm just
Right.
saying that is not what I want. I can't go down that path again. And I went down
Now
that
you
path
can
too
see why I
quickly.
haven't gotten a business partner in almost 2 years, because I'm like, we're going to get a prenup. We're going to take therapy beforehand and take all the tests to see if we collaborate.
Which is really smart. And I have been in business partnerships before when I was much younger, and that ruined relationships. And this one now ruined a relationship because there was no exit strategy. There was no, hey, you do this, you do this, you do this. And if you don't do this, you're out. So there was no accountability either. So shame on me once, shame on me twice. 3 times I get the big dum dum award. I haven't gotten to the third one yet, and that's what I'm going to prevent going forward, is getting the dum dum award.
Perfect. We don't want to do 3 strikes, you're out.
Oh no, my wife can't take that third strike.
Then other people look at you being like, dude, you can't commit to these business relationships. What's wrong with you?
Right. Well, it's true. Like, you didn't follow the rules that are set in stone for good business relationships. You didn't follow the path. Like, you decided to do your own thing, which was the lazy way.
Yeah.
Short-sighted. And that's what I don't want. I don't want anything short-sighted.
Yeah. I'm on the same wavelength. Well, I just want someone that's going to work the same amount as me, but also understand that I value my time, and I'm not going to work 24/7 when I want to go play pickleball or hang out with my kids. But I also know I want to work my ass off, but smart, to create the machine and not just randomly throwing spaghetti on the wall.
Right. Agreed. So I think it's going to take a little bit more of a conversation to figure out the big picture of how this is going to work, because, you know, there's obviously a lot that goes on here that we just drew out today.
Yeah.
But I think the easiest, you know, the first domino to push over is to get your Gohighlevel account set so that you're able to start using it.
Okay.
And you're still on a trial, is that correct?
No, I pay the monthly whatever.
Okay. Do you have a phone number yet inside Gohighlevel?
Uh-oh, did you freeze? I don't have a phone number.
We're back. Are you currently using it, or are you just paying for it?
No, I'm using it. Before I stopped working with the company I was at, a few weeks before, I was like, I have like 150 contacts in here that I put in their CRM. And so I had a VA pull over all my leads and all my stuff. So I have a handful of leads in there. And I was trial and erroring, setting up my calendar. So I have like a calendar link that I've sent out a few times to have people like set calls, but that's the extent of using it so far.
Got it. And I asked that question because for me to be most effective and efficient to work on your account, it would be easier if you were a sub account under me,
Oh, okay.
because I have a team that I work with that helps support me if I run into problems, and if it just makes switching around a lot easier too, from my Gohighlevel account that I use personally to my clients, which you would be one of them. Otherwise, I have to log in, log out, go to an incognito window, and it just becomes really messy for me to work
Okay.
your account specifically.
So would I no longer have to pay the monthly? I would just be paying the 99?
Yeah, you pay 99, you pay it to me, you get a
Oh.
Gohighlevel account, and everything else will be the same inside of it.
Okay.
And
I'm
we'll
okay doing
import
that
everything.
if we know how to switch over or import all my leads
Yeah,
that are currently in there. The other question is, okay, what if I no longer work with you or work underneath you? What would it look like?
So that is easy. I will and always transfer out any of your contacts to anywhere you need to go. And I tell this to all my clients. So if you're not paying me to set up your system, right, and you just want, if you pay me to set up your system, right, I will transfer your contacts, all the workflows, and everything out of it. It's all yours. It's not mine. You've already paid for it. So long story short, if that's the case, I just transfer it all out to a standard Gohighlevel account, and then you're good to go. You can control it forever and ever.
Okay.
But if we're working together, it makes more sense for me to access it easily because I manage other people's, and it's just including my own. So it becomes
That's fine.
that way.
If you can transfer it over, I just have a handful of 150 people probably.
Okay. It's super, super simple. And then along those lines, this is probably a little bigger picture, is that you and I can figure out how other people that you're teaching can come under this umbrella too. And now you can get the passive software as a service income as well.
Affiliate almost.
Affiliate, yeah. However, whatever words we use to call it, we'll make sure it makes sense. So that's something I want to just enlighten you and let you know that that is also part of what we would be doing.
Okay. That would be easy.
Yeah.
Anything that's working for me or someone that's I'm like, oh, you need a CPA? Use this chick. You need a bookkeeper? You need a video guy? Oh my gosh, you got to use my Gohighlevel guy. So it just comes naturally.
I love it. Okay, so let's meet again. Do you have free time tomorrow?
Let's see. Tomorrow is Tuesday. I thought I had my daughter's. When do I get my? Oh, yeah. 1-on-1, 11. How do I have 2 calls from 11 to 12? Oh, no.
Booked.
No, it's the same person.
Nice, even better.
I just put it in once and then they sent me a link. Okay. So the only one that I have set tomorrow is from 11 to 12 Mountain Standard Time. So
you only have 11.
I only have one set call tomorrow.
I've got from 9 to 11 free, and then 3 to 4.
9 to 11. Is that your time zone or my time? What time zone are we talking?
I'm Eastern time.
So that'd be 7?
I guess. You're Central, or where are you? I forget.
I'm Mountain. I'm 2 hours ahead of you. Wait. Your later one would be what time? At 3?
I'll just put it into the calendar and we'll see. My later one is 3 to 4.
I could do that because that would be 1 to 2 for me.
Okay. So let's see. 9th, the 10th. Yeah. So that would be 10th, and you wanted to do the 3 to 4, right?
Yeah.
Eastern time. 3 a.m. Nope, not 3 a.m. 3 p.m. 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. So that's 1 to 2 your time. Is that good?
Yep. Perfect.
Cool. All right. So you should be getting all that stuff in 2 seconds once it's done spinning around in circles. All right. Appointment booked. Good. Populated on my calendar. So what I will come up with tomorrow, I'll kind of go over this and just think about what we talked about at the end of the call of migrating everything over. I'll come up with a plan for that, and then basically getting your CRM set up with a phone number, your email. You already have an email, right? Or you don't have a domain yet, do you?
Mm-mm.
All right, so we will go down that road too. So you need a domain, and you're also going to need a Google Workspace, so you can get Jillionaire you get Jill at jillionaire.com, so you can have
Okay.
that Google Workspace. Then you also need the phone number and all the stuff, and then importing. And the other thing that basically what I'll include is, so I don't want to just build this for you and show it to you. I want you to understand how Gohighlevel works.
Okay.
I understand the value of your time, but also I find that the more you understand how Gohighlevel works, if we can speak the same language, then we can get more done, right?
Okay.
So that's my goal, is to teach you how to fish with Gohighlevel, so we can continue to use the same words going on. So if 4 months from now you're like, hey Bill, I need to do this thing, we're using the same words to describe the thing that needs to be done, so we can just get it done more efficiently.
Perfect. And that's partially like why I've stepped back from taking just random calls, because I'd rather spend more time learning the systems and the processes and put them in place before I start taking like more calls again. So,
which a lot of people don't do. They just want the system. They're like, I just need the system. But I'm like, you got to actually watch what I'm doing and physically do it yourself, so that you know where things are.
Well, I feel a lot more comfortable using it, what it looks like.
Exactly. So that's what we'll do. And then I'll basically teach you how to build some of that stuff. And so teach how to build the P&L side, etc. Okay, so we'll meet tomorrow morning, and I'll come up with a plan for all that, and we'll figure out what to do after that.
Okay, sounds good.
Awesome.
I'm looking forward to it. This is going to be cool.
I'm stoked.
I will be a good client, I promise.
All right, it's recorded, so if you're not, I'm going to bring this back. It's going to haunt you.
Okay.
All right, later.
Sounds good. See you tomorrow. Bye.